This is What the Flock Radio's Birds of a Feather. We're an indie music-focused show rife with witty, fuck-laden, insanely interesting, and unhinged banter. Our thematic submissions will confuse, infuse, and delight you, while our fascinating fun features fluster, flummox, fulfill, and thrill you. And I am Professor P-Soop, international rock legend, radiant savant, amateur wildlife photographer, the original Dum Dum Boy. And each night, there's still on the Iggy thing from before.
You added that one.
I should. No. It's just like the 12 days of Christmas. I keep adding a new thing.
Yes.
And I left out the member in good standing of the Brotherhood of the Order of the Immaculate Edit.
That's true.
Which, I'm the head of the order, actually.
Wow. You are the order.
And each night, I ask the stars up above, why must I be a teenager in love? To which the stars up above reply, the fuck are you babbling about? You're 61, not 16. Write it down this time. Same shit every night. Damn. All right. And who, madam? Who might you be?
Well, I'm the vocalist for the rock band Ascent, ASNT. Find us on your favorite music platforms by searching ASNT or ASNT Rocks. That's me. And as always, I do Who Dat. And please play along at home. So are you ready, sir?
Ready.
I was severely burned by a pyrotechnic mishap, but recovered.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an avid hunter. I have the names of my kids tattooed on my chest. A 1991 hit was inspired by my fears and nightmares as a child. I sang backing vocals for Danzig. I have a fascination with bees, and at one time I was a janitor.
We're not talking about Papa Het, are we here?
We might be.
Mr. James Hetfield, the legend.
Damn, what gave it away?
Well,
the 1991 hit?
Well, I was onto it, the burn by pyrotechnics. I know he got burned under the arm pretty badly.
So did Michael Jackson. A million people
That's true,
have been burned.
yes. Yeah, and there was something else after that. But I didn't know he was an avid hunter.
You did the whole... Right after I said a 1991 hit was inspired by my fears and nightmares.
Oh, yeah. Well,
as a
Enter
child.
Sandman. You know that song that certain people say, oh, it's not heavy. No, it's not heavy. No, there's no such thing as heavy. But beautiful, beautiful song. Brilliant, brilliant man. Absolutely. I've raved about his legendary powers so many times, I'll forego it this time.
Well, I'm very impressed that you got that. That's very cool, because I wasn't sure, but very well done. I almost didn't put the 1991 thing in there, but I had to.
I actually would have gotten it anyway, but I didn't know he sang. I didn't know he sang for Danzig.
Of course you would have gotten it anyway.
I did not know he sang back up for Danzig. By the way, Danzig, you know what Danzig's out there doing right now?
No.
He's touring singing Elvis. I like that idea.
I'm creeped out by that idea.
Really? I don't know. He's got that voice.
I'm not sure. Interesting.
And I'm also impressed by Christina, her loyalty to the game, driving here all the way to Jurassic Park, where the dinos live, in the rain, no less, just to bring the show to you tonight, and we appreciate that.
True that.
True that.
True that.
And we also want you to know that we're not actually trying to drink other shows' milkshakes. It's just that it just happens automatically. Great. And the reason why we do this milkshake drinking is because our polyrhythms are so well attuned.
Oh, my God. I didn't want to say anything about the polyrhythms, but yes, we should bring that up again.
I could just see... I could just see Bruce reacting to this ignorance. It's like,
yes.
Damn it, I know it's my wife's show, but do I really have to listen to it?
Really have to listen to this shit?
This is too much. Sorry, music snobs. I was bagging on Drake one day, and as always online, and some dude was trying to lay this trip on me that it was more... There was something really sophisticated going on there that I didn't have the mental bandwidth to grasp it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. He was saying like it's actually more intellectually stimulating than the stuff I listen to, he said. Because of tritones. He said, you probably don't even know what tritones are. It's like, no, that's like polyrhythms. It's one of those things I don't know, but I know what shit is when I hear it, But apparently, if I really understood tritones, I would appreciate the greatness of Drake. So do you know about tritones?
I'm familiar with tritones, but that doesn't make me like Drake anymore.
There you go.
I'm just saying. I'm sorry.
We have to stay in our lane and recognize we might as well embrace the zeitgeist and call ourselves what everybody else calls themselves, content creators. So let's create some content here.
Yeah.
I guess that's what you call this stuff we do.
Well, then I'm a format creator as well.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, you're the showrunner, the architect.
I just wanted to say I could really expand on this creatorship thing.
Yeah.
Who knew?
Content creators, babe.
Wow.
All right, well, apparently I'm supposed to do this next part, too, which is the statement or restatement or whatever it is of the theme. No, the initial statement of the theme. And that is, once again, what I said last time, and I hope I can say it as well this time. If you've heard Swan, You've heard Quetzal?
Yes.
Yes. For the stand-in theme, we focus on the music from a specific continent, country, state, city, etc., in place of an open theme. And remember last time we did Melbourne, and this time, Ireland. Bigora! Saints preserve us. We're... Yes.
I knew you were going to do some sort of accent.
I'm sorry. I'm going to be channeling.
Accent.
I'm going to be. No, I can't do the accent either. That's one of the ones that I have the biggest problem with.
Yeah, I can't do it.
I wish I could channel Chief O'Hara from Batman for the whole show, but I can't. Yeah.
I think the people from Ireland will appreciate that we don't, and maybe everybody.
Come on, you know they have statues of Chief O'Hara up on every corner.
Hey,
over there.
I don't know what they do or don't do, but
anyway, so we're talking about a whole country here. So we've got a country to find. The Emerald Isle. We're going to find some great tunes from the Emerald Isle, or by which I mean Christina already found great tunes from the Emerald Isle. And that, at least, finally brings me to passing the torch to her, and she gets to say whatever the next thing is we're doing.
Well, I want to always share a fascinating factoid about the country that we're covering, the country, city, state, whatever. Ireland is the only country with a harp as its national symbol. It is the only country that uses a musical instrument as its symbol. Trinity College in Dublin is home to some of the oldest harps in the world.
Wow.
That's interesting because, right, we have birds, those kinds of things, or flowers, but you don't have instruments.
The whole Celtic harp thing, I'm such a big fan of that. I couldn't tell you.
Absolutely.
I mean, absolutely. I have done a lot of work. I've done some television work with artists who play the harp. Oh, beautiful stuff. Oh, by the way,
you've done television work with artists who play harp. What?
Yeah, there was when I was living in Cincinnati. I did some public access television production with a couple who played, the bodhrán and the Celtic harp and everything. Yeah.
Whoa, very cool. Well, you can't just
traditional music.
What you can't do is just go out and just fucking tease us like that and then not finish it up with what the fuck you're talking about. You can't do that. So I had to go ahead and we had to go back. Had to take a step back.
That was a little subterfuge on my part, trying to pretend to be humble, but I really was hoping you'd draw me out.
And I did.
Yeah. Yes, I was an award-winning television producer in Cincinnati. It's no big deal, though.
Award-winning?
No, that's a joke.
Holy shit!
No, but I.
By
the way, we did since this is the first
Oscar.
The Oscar,
yes.
that you've had. It's just a little Oscar. It's just
no
a golden dude. It's no big deal.
Now, chocolate?
We did a show, but this is the first Birds of a Feather of the year 2023.
That's right.
And most of our, it's very interesting. We, of course, the flock is out there, busily working on listening,
Mm-hmm.
But the greatest number of streams and downloads we had this year so far, by far, was from a certain South American country. And we just wanted to say that we just Ecuador you. That's all.
Oh, we do.
We do. We totally Ecuador you.
We really do. Well, I want to talk about something we always talk about, which is Finch-worthy slang. And for this Every Show feature, we are challenged to use a selected slang word or phrase as much as possible throughout the show, whether it makes sense or not. And this time, are you ready? It's going to be weird. Our slang phrase is choice, as in, that is so choice.
Now, there's one I've actually heard in use, mostly in the classic film, which somehow failed to sweep the Oscars, Lilo and Stitch.
And also in Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
The slang term choice is a sign of approval and possibly even envy. If someone says that something of yours, like your look, your car, or your hair is choice, they're saying that you have made the right decision. So I'd say you listening to this show is choice.
It's just a great adjective.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So it's so choice.
You have to recognize that it's an adjective.
I do. I recognize. So I want to do a really brief bird banter. I want to go ahead and talk for a second about Grace Cummings. She is our 2022 Artist of the Year. She's Australian folk singer-songwriter, and we featured her on a show. We featured her song Heaven from her latest album. However, if you listen to a show that was actually narrated by, something named Audrey,
British lady named Audrey.
Is she a lady?
That's what she says.
Yeah, she's a British computer voice named Audrey.
That weird noise at the end, that was her cell phone.
Yeah, and it was not my cell phone. So we actually had Audrey stand in for us as we brought Just Grace to you. Basically, episode 54 features her music exclusively. So go back and listen to episode 54 and you'll hear why Grace Cummings was our 2022 Artist of the Year. And you can find her on Facebook and Instagram at Grace Cummings Music.
Nice.
So.
But now we're back, and the forests will echo with lunkhead laughter.
That's true, indeed. They already are, actually, because we just did Winging It. So that brings us immediately to our first of 5 artists that we are going to feature this time. This first artist is Molly O'Mahony, and the song name is The House of David. She's a singer-songwriter, and let's listen to this amazing song that just struck me.
There is a house on the canal bank, built of gray brick and covered thick, unassuming and feet shorter than either edifice who flanks her. But she's got poise and dignity, a sash made from a climbing tree, whose purple blooms for just 2 weeks betray her royalty. There is a house on a man-made shore, presided over by a gentle lord, a benign ruler with an ironing board, so quick to open his front door. Whoa, wise and kind, soft and mild, he invited me in like some prodigal child, showed me grace in his place, Mr. In the house of David, in the house of David, there is a house on the south side, a halfway place for the disenfranchised, for the sick of heart and sick of mind, a fortress safe wherein to hide. Though dark and cluttered she may be, oh, she's warm, always warm, a sanctuary. She'll comfort and she'll hold you as she's done for me, by gentle virtue of her majesty. House of David, in the house of David, oh, in the house of David, oh, the house of David, yeah. The shield from the buffet soul, the busy outside, it holds me as a woman. It held me as a child. Oh, I've perished in this place countless times, and risen like a phoenix, came back alive. Has nurtured me and seen me through all shades of red and shades of blue. So many things I've done and failed to do. Oh, years of learning, this here haven. David's house, David's house. May it always be celebrated, the house of David. Oh, the house of David. Yeah, the house of David. Ooh, well, the house of David. In the house of...
All right, and we are back. Well, besides the fact that it is your namesake, and she just keeps singing David, 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 which I'm sure doesn't hurt her case at all. There's no songs from the House of Christina. Hopefully somebody will be inspired to write one now. But I'm telling you, I heard that voice, just the first few notes, when I was just doing my search of Ireland artists, and I just thought, that's it. I just think, she's got this soft and sweet voice, and this song kind of comes off like a lullaby to me a little bit, and then it gets bluesy and jazzy, and I just love that. I mean, I love the jazziness in her voice. I love how smooth her voice is. Mm-hmm. I'm hearing influences from Sade and Annie Lennox to me. That's what I'm hearing in her voice. And the harmonies take it to another place. A little haunting, also a little comforting. I feel like there's equal parts comforting and haunting in this house, in this song. The House of David is equally, apparently. But I enjoy the full band, but I would love to hear her and the piano. Just her and Molly, not just her, sorry, just a piano and Molly in a fog-filled club somewhere. And the ending... belting is always welcome.
Yeah, that ending. How about that? First of all, it was a Chice tune. It was a Chice tune. Yeah. Molly O'Mahony. Sorry, but it sounds like an Irish name generator. It's so beautiful. It's so
beautiful.
Perfect. The House of David, you said it struck you, and I would suggest that it smote you, because David smites. That's what David is. Because when I hear the House of David...
Yeah, that's true.
And the album is Songs of David. But when I hear House of David, it's a phrase you hear in the Bible 1,000 times.
Absolutely.
So that's what I keep thinking of.
It's so true.
But it doesn't... I couldn't figure out what it was about in one listen, because I'm dense anyway. But it doesn't appear to be that, but it's very enigmatic lyrically.
Yes.
But the thing about it is, what I'm hearing, and this is a very, very high compliment, please, is you mentioned the jazzy sensibility. Joni Mitchell, I mean, it sounds very much like Joni Mitchell. It starts off with...
it's interesting because I hear more Annie Lennox than I do Joni Mitchell, but I can hear Joni, too, now that you mention it.
Probably I know more Joni's music than Annie Lennox's, but I mean, yes, there's both of that. Annie Lennox, definitely, you're right. I didn't even think about that until you said it. And,
I didn't think about Joni until you said it.
Dolores O'Riordan, a little bit of, amped up, a little harder rocking than Joni, but with some of the jazzy inflections of Joni Mitchell. And with a strong band arrangement that you wouldn't ordinarily necessarily get with her sometimes.
Which I enjoyed, yes.
And the music, a lot of songs of this type they'd start off delicate, and they would build and they would become really, strong. But this one ebbs and flows in the most fascinating way, and even at times when there's only that really powerful percussion and the voice, it still sounds really big and bold.
Yes.
And then the guitars come in, and it's like, wow, but sometimes it's delicate, but it's not afraid to raise the roof at times, too.
True.
And it ends with that beautiful jolt, as you said. So, it's so much confidence and strength. Absolutely winning tune. By Molly O'Mahony and the House of David. Loved it.
Just beautiful, absolutely. So you can find her incredible music on Facebook at Molly Mahoney Music, and that is Mahony. And her album, Songs of David, was released in November 2022. So go ahead. Try that again. So go ahead and go to Bandcamp, where you can find that entire digital album for sale, or you can order an actual physical copy. Get yours now. All right. So that brings us to our first official feature. Ooh, it's kind of felt a little alliteration-y. First official feature.
First official feature.
It's a lot.
Silenting the O there.
Yes. So I think it's your turn.
Okay, well, you see, there are things that I'm trying to hear, and there are things that I ain't trying to hear. And this whole business about my doing a feature is in the latter category.
You ain't trying to hear that?
I ain't trying to hear about it.
All right.
Doesn't mean I won't do it, though.
Okay. Well, even though you can't hear it, can you please do it?
Let my objection be registered.
Yes. Hey, I got it.
All
I wrote
right.
it down. You know
All
what?
right, well...
You doing this particular feature is so choice.
And the very topic itself, the very name, the very concept brings a certain person to mind who heretofore I have avoided, but not any longer. And it is parody. For this feature, we discuss parodies, satirical, sarcastic, funny, or silly-ass songs.
Yes, and who better to do this? I actually created this feature for you.
Isn't that something?
Yes.
And by extension, for one of my big inspirations.
Yes.
And that would be Mr. Weird Al Yankovic. I've avoided him. In fact, I had to cut, when I was editing the last show, I had to cut a reference to the song because I thought I was going to do it on this feature.
I just want to say that you are not avoiding talking about Weird Al. He comes up on almost every show.
I mean, no, that's true. That's true. He comes up almost as often as James Bond. Probably more, actually.
That's correct. So don't even try to pretend.
No. I mean,
you don't talk about him. He's the man.
Perhaps let me restate. I will say that I didn't do him on parody so far, and that's about
that's true. That's true.
I have really strained not to, but
I'm sure.
It's time. Yeah.
It's time.
All right, now, and the song in question is called Word Crimes.
Oh, my favorite.
Absolutely. Now, this is a song parody as opposed to a style parody. Now, we agreed Amish Paradise did not belong on that list.
Right.
And my favorite stuff of Al's is style parody, where he captures the distinct sound of a band, weds it to a funny lyric while not directly taking any of their music.
Right.
That is a feat. You know?
That's my favorite.
It's a much greater achievement, but in terms of lyrical brilliance, this is still probably the best.
There. Yes.
It's based on the smash hit Blurred Lines by Robin Thicke. And now I thought I was really onto something, a clever tie here, because the song is about grammar and the misuse thereof and any grievous violence done to the English language online. But so I thought I was going to do something slick, because Robin Thicke is the son of Alan Thicke, the actor who starred in the sitcom that I watched every single week, Growing Pains. And I thought to myself, well, there's an interesting coincidence, because the theme song of said show contains not a double negative, but a shocking and unprecedented triple negative. And there ain't no nothing we can't love each other through. And then, wait a minute. That was actually the theme to Family Ties, so never mind.
Oh, are you blurring the lines?
I was blurring the lines between those two shows. That's exactly how it goes.
Hey. That's a little Fat Albert moment too, though.
Hey.
A little blurred lines.
I never thought about that.
Albert
He's doing the Fat Albert thing.
I know. Hey.
Now, this was a high watermark for Al, though. Honestly, early on, his song parodies were kind of militantly cheesy nerdcore classics like My Bologna and I Love Rocky Road.
Yeah.
By the way, these are the origins of these are portrayed fictitiously and hilariously in the film Weird, the Al Yankovic Story, and I just heard tonight Daniel Radcliffe, who played him, won a People's Choice Award.
He means Critics' Choice, missing a reference to tonight's Finch-worthy slang.
For that role.
Nice.
It's a hilarious movie. I saw it a couple months ago. Brilliant movie. The totally made-up history of Al Yankovic, where, well, never mind the shit that happens. Besides his long-term relationship with Madonna, who is kidnapped by drug lord Pablo Escobar because he wants Al to play his birthday party or something like that. And Al ends up killing the said drug lord, and it's brilliant
totally
stuff.
Plausible.
Brilliant stuff. I mean, Jack Black plays Wolfman Black.
Totally
Wolfman
plausible.
Jack.
All of it.
I mean, just too much.
Wolfman Black. That
Wolfman
was funny.
Black.
No, that
Jack
was fucking
Black
funny.
plays Wolfman Jack. How am I supposed to say that?
I love that.
I thought I did. I tried anyway.
It was great.
But those cheesy early songs are covered very cleverly. But he did develop a knack, though, for turning completely unpromising concepts that sound like they would be really lame. For example, I Want a New Duck and Addicted to Spuds. They don't sound like there's really much going on there, but they're actually funnier than they have any right to be. But it's not all gold. Even much more recently, he did a parody of Lord's hit Royals called Foil. It was about aluminum foil. Yeah, it's about as clever as it sounds. Not his finest hour, but this one is an absolute triumph. The lyrics are funny to read alone, although the video helps drive home.
It's like schoolhouse rock.
Exactly. It
is the best.
It's going to be built into curriculum just like Billy Joel's We Didn't Start the Fire was, you know.
It's so good.
The video helps drive home his perfectly reasonable indignation at the frightful mishandling of the King's English. We have to say Kings now, not Queens. But I really admire that in doing so, he makes a funny song while maintaining a warm and accepting and non-judgmental approach which doesn't seek to shame anyone who uses bad grammar. And I think that's evidenced by these lines. Okay, just behold and marvel how tolerant and accepting this is.
All right, I'm ready.
Work on that grammar. You should know when it's less or fewer, like people who were never raised in a sewer.
There it is.
I mean, there's more, you know. I hate these word crimes. You really need a full-time proofreader, you dumb mouth breather.
Not judgmental at all. Nope.
And
totally accepting, loving.
And I thought you'd gotten it through your skull what's figurative and what's literal. Oh, but just now you said you literally couldn't get out of bed. That really makes me want to literally smack a crowbar upside your stupid head.
All right. There
you know,
it is.
and
yeah, I don't feel like he's being mean at all.
No. I read your email. It's quite apparent. Your grammar's errant. You're incoherent. Saw your blog post. It's really fantastic. That was sarcastic, because you write like a spastic. I mean, it's just the way he puts his arms around and tries to lift up.
Benevolent.
But it's benevolent. It is. It's as benevolent as I am. And,
yeah, absolutely.
In doing features.
Wow.
Let's see. And the best part, I think, is when he says, oh, you're a lost cause. Go back to preschool. Get out of the gene pool. Try your best not to drool.
I like Weird Al. This is my favorite by him because I think it's clever, and I know people think he's clever in general. I think, again, there's a fine line between like schlocky and cheesy and shticky, and I feel like he's there a lot. But this one was razor sharp, clever, well executed, video wise, everything. It was perfect.
It absolutely was, and retaining the sound of the music. He has a band that plays all this stuff. He's been working with him for decades, but it sounds like the original song every single time, whether he's doing Nirvana or whatever. It's just unbelievable. But I mean, raised in a sewer, crowbar upside the head, dumb mouth breather. You shouldn't reproduce. I mean, honestly, I think that just comes under the heading of good-natured ribbing.
Such a nice guy.
Good-natured ribbing, and nobody should be offended by that.
No.
The song is also very instructive and incorporates real English class terms like, okay, now here's some notes. Syntax, you're always mangling. No X in espresso. Your participles dangling. He's talking about conjugating this and a lot of English stuff that I don't even understand.
Love it.
But I mean, he's actually teaching. This is he's educating. He's educating. He even says, trying to educate you. Going to familiarize you with the nomenclature. And it's like, I don't even know a lot of this nomenclature, and I consider myself fairly adept at English, but not always. And honestly, this song reminded me of something when I was a kid. You know, I was always kind of different. Everybody wanted to be a fireman or an astronaut or singer or something like that. I actually wanted to be an English teacher. That's no joke. I did. But I literally didn't, you know.
You literally
I literally didn't. And as we remarked many times, grammar and song lyrics can't really coexist, honestly. I mean, I can't get any satisfaction. I mean, nobody wants to hear that, you know. You haven't seen anything yet. And once you get the whole lie distinction and proper usage down, you can never know any peace because everybody says it wrong.
True.
You know, anyway, Internet users, just because you were raised in a sewer doesn't mean you have to stay there. Professor Al extends his gracious hand to lift you out. So go listen to the song, and perhaps the gene pool will welcome you once again.
That was an important message.
Important, yes.
That's one of those that I just like. My whole skin crawls.
I mean, it's supposedly all in fun.
Yeah, I mean, anyways, we should move on.
That's a word somewhere, but not in English. You know?
No, but you know what? Some of those words that he selected to use in that song were so choice.
They were choice.
So excellent parody. Well, Weird Al got his moment, his just desserts, if you will. And now we move on to a band called Just Mustard.
Just Mustard.
With a song called...
Not exactly a dessert, but...
No, it's just mustard.
Just mustard.
The song is called Tainted. They are post-rock, alternative, and shoegaze. Let's take a listen to Tainted. That was Just Mustard and their song Tainted. So what do you think?
All right, everybody, look up from your shoes. I think you've gazed long enough. Actually, this is radio, so you can kind of look at whatever you want, really.
Yes.
But do pay attention, because we're going to tell you what we thought about the song. It started off so eerily.
Yes.
I mean, really, I was frightened. It was
I was too.
I was my security blanket and everything. I mean, it had a real paranormal activity vibe to it. This icy and ruthless drum comes in, and the guitar is very just hanging back, just guiding you along. Woo. And I know I use the word spectral too much, but if people are going to sing spectrally, what the hell am I supposed to do?
There it is. Yeah.
The vocal, very, very spectral. And it had this kind of industrial Nine Inch Nails thing to it, in my mind.
I heard the industrial, yes.
But it sounded like industrial in the forest. It had that forest
yes.
kind of a thing to it.
I can hear like she's maybe running through the forest.
Running through the forest with industrial machinery all around
that
or something
happens.
like
It
that.
happens.
I mean, that forest these days, who knows?
That's right.
I haven't been in one in a while. And it really does sound like it's, tainted with something unearthly, And it goes around at the end, and it goes through this refrain many times and kind of holds you in its spell, and then it winds down really, really quickly, and then you don't even know what you're hearing. It's like, what instruments are these? You can't even tell what's going on, but it's
a cacophony,
compelling, and so I wouldn't call it that, but I mean it's kind of a din. No, it's not a din.
They do call themselves noise as well.
Yeah,
so it's kind of noise.
It is, but it's very structured noise.
Yes,
it's very deliberate noise.
Exactly.
Anyone can make noise,
Well placed.
Just listen to the show.
Hey,
what they're doing works. It's really compelling, and I would have to say they definitely cut the mustard.
Oh, shit!
Why, you didn't see that coming?
I didn't. I don't know why. I should have. Yeah, I love that beginning, like you said. I love that it builds that tension. There's so much. It's like just this creepy chant, and then bam, it kicks in. And I love that there's that noise part, those noise parts that keep happening, right? Because they do call themselves noise as well, which I really like. So there's some of that noise, a wall of sound in a different way, if you will. And I love that they build all that chaos. There's like the chaotic point, right? And then there's times where you can't hear her voice very well. And when that happens,
so you got me there.
Yeah, when I hear her voice and it starts to kind of fade, and then I'm worried for her safety, right? Because it just sounds like something bad's happening. Then there's a second voice that comes in, and you can still hear her voice very faintly, but there's a second voice that lets us know maybe she's safe. And then you hear that sudden siren sound that comes in at the end that lets you know that no one is safe.
It's so unnerving. It makes you want to sit down and watch a double feature of Barney and Friends and Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
Yeah, I do. I just want to sit back.
Be comforted.
And I loved it. I loved how creepy it was. I loved how powerful it was. I loved how well it was executed. I am totally in. If you're totally in, and you should be, you can find them on Facebook at Just Mustard Music. Now, I fell in love with this track, Tainted, but you should listen to their latest release called Heart Under.
Right on.
So, Hummingbirds. This is a fun part of the show.
You're going to shoulder some of the burden here?
I will shoulder some of it. Oh, let's see. Is it the driving part? No. Is it the creating the show part? No. Is it bringing all the equipment with me and setting it up? No, that's probably not it.
Well, I gotta clean up both studios.
Oh, that's true.
A little bit of prep too.
Yeah, that's true. You're right. It's all you. I'm sorry.
The
burden. The burden is great.
Okay.
So for this feature, we hum songs and see if the other person can guess the song in a head-to-head battle. And as it turns out, sir, you are first.
Well, now,
I don't want to hear anything about softballs because you have no love for me. It's not about softballs. It's about embarrassment and showing how little I know about music.
This is the cottonest ball of all. Wait till you see. You're going to go, okay, silver platter. I get it. All right, let me see if I can somehow simulate this. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La la la. Oops, what's the next part? Oh, shit. Don't tell me that's all. I figured that would be enough. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Oops.
It sounds so familiar.
Yes.
But I can't place it.
Trying to remember another part.
Like, I mean, honestly, it's so familiar to me.
La 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 la. La da la da 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 da. She loves when I do that. La 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 la. Trying to remember the verses.
La 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 la.
And what is that?
Oh, I'm trying to think. Pretty young thing,
it-
repeat after me.
So is your answer PYT Pretty Young
Yes,
Thing?
it is.
By whom?
Michael Jackson.
Thank you very much. Okay,
Hey, I
see?
got it. Hey,
All
nice.
right.
See, very
See,
well.
I told you it was, I knew you would get that one.
I mean, it just took me a second to remember to place the melody, but I got it.
And,
I don't know if it was the most cottony of cotton, but it was very nice.
well, as for me, I fear that oats are about to be felt again.
Oh,
Yeah.
my goodness.
Ask me the question, Bridgekeeper. I'm not afraid.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, are you ready?
No.
La 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 la.
That's a great song you just made up right now on the spot.
I did.
You really got something there. Try it again.
La 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 la.
Uh-oh.
La 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 la.
Uh-oh. I do know it, of
I
course,
know you
yeah.
know this.
La,
la la.
For the sake of the folks, I will bow my head and place my head in the chopping block for this one and just concede defeat.
I don't want your. I don't need your photograph.
Oh,
Def
Def
Leppard.
Leppard. Oh,
Yes.
that would have taken me a while to get that one. Yeah,
What,
Def Leppard
was
photograph.
Was it not? Did I not hum it well?
No,
I'm
no,
so
it's just
sorry.
it sounded like a sense in summation. So that's all right.
Ooh, you know what? Only a true fan could say that.
That's true.
Oh.
Def Leppard. Wow, photograph. Sorry. Okay.
Yes. No, I mean, I did think that was a cottony ball, but maybe I didn't hum it very well.
Well, maybe this one will be to you.
All
and
right.
okay, this song we will even accept the awesome cover version of this song.
Oh, my,
or the original
okay.
artist. Okay. La 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 da, da, da. La 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 la.
Oh. I'm your Venus.
Venus.
I'm your fire, your desire.
And the
Bananarama.
Bananarama.
I know.
As I said, we would accept the Utes version, the newer version, as opposed to the original. Personally, though, I find it shocking, and it makes me blue that you don't know the name of the act was Shocking Blue.
But I have heard that version.
Yes.
And it's fine.
Oh, yeah.
It's fine. It's fun.
We are willing to accept that. The benevolence without limits, as has been previously noted.
For fuck's sake.
Now, growing up, I thought that was a dude singing the song. If you listen to the original version,
I can hear
and
that.
I'm not the only one
I
either.
can
A lot
hear
of people
that.
say, "Oh
Yeah.
yeah." She's got this awesome voice. I mean, she's got that awesome husky voice, and her name is Mariska. I mean, how hot can you be? You know?
Like the lead singer of Yaz. She has that
Yes,
really beautiful, rich voice where people thought it was a man. But
All right, so you're batting 1,000 here.
yeah, you missed the first one, but I think you'll get this one. La 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 la.
Yes, I'm seeing, and I've got to watch this movie again too because I have to see the sequel.
I want to see it too.
I hear the sequel is excellent. I just got to watch that cheesy romantic schlock first movie.
You don't want me to do the chorus at all? That's just the very beginning of the verse.
I don't want to take your breath away.
Oh, fuck me.
Take my breath away, Berlin.
Yes, very well played.
Very nice. Okay.
Very nice. I had to. I couldn't help myself.
I think you ought to get this one.
All right. That was a cotton ball. Come on.
That was a cotton ball. Let me see. We did 1, 2. Okay, here's your third one. All right. La 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 la. It's so original that that's all you gotta hear.
Roma, Roma, ma, gaga, ooh la la. Want your bad romance.
Bad romance by
I want your disease. Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga, Bad Romance.
As long as it's free.
I gotta
want
give her
your
kudos.
love.
To Gaga. Kudos to Gaga on this one for including 3 Hitchcock film titles in one verse. I Want Your Psycho, Your Vertigo Shtick, Want You in My Rear Window. Baby, You're Sick. Very well played.
She's amazing.
And there's the Annoying, I know you're not a big fan of the Annoying Orange, but the Annoying Orange has Lady Pasta on, and she's singing and it sounds kind of like the original song. It's like, Roma Tomata. She's talking about like food and everything. It's just like, garlic, oh la la.
Oh no. I'm
Lady
sorry,
Pasta.
Gaga.
Lady Gaga, Bad
Yes,
Romance.
that's an amazing song. I want to cover it, but I don't know how, but I got to figure it out.
See, a song is really original and really like outside the box when all you got to do is hear that beginning and you know it. How many songs go like that?
Yeah, no.
Brilliant. Okay.
Love her. She is just one of my faves. So, okay, are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la.
Thank you.
La 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 la.
I'm going to go with, we're recording, aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, I'm going to go with I Know What Boys Like by the Waitresses.
That's correct.
All right. But I'm still only, 2 for 2?
2 out of 3.
2 out of 3. Now,
but you still should have got the first one.
I should have, yes.
It was right there.
It was right there. I didn't want to wait.
I got you.
The bylaws,
This is
charter.
the speed round. I got it.
This is the speed round, lightning round. Now, you realize, have you ever gotten all of them?
No.
Okay, this is your night. This is your night. If you get this one, you've gotten 4 out of 4.
Oh.
And you can stop calling me a big meanie and an ogre. And let me go. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la.
Oh. Live and Let Die.
I mean, are we even allowed to do that much of the song? But there were no words involved.
Do whatever you want.
Do whatever you want. Okay.
Oh my God.
Live and Let Die. I was not prepared to accept any whining this time. Oh, it's Bond. I don't know anything about Bond. Remember, like last time, you were like, it was a hit song by Duran Duran, and you didn't know it. But this,
you didn't know fucking Photograph by Def Leppard. You love Def Leppard, so whatever.
Well, I never actually had any of their records though, but I do know that song very, very well, of course.
It was, but I mean, on the radio every moment.
But Duran Duran, View to a Kill, come on. But anyway, Bond was actually a secondary consideration because this is a universally known song that's been covered, unfortunately. And but a great classic, best Bond theme ever by. Oh, you didn't say who it was by, because you've had problems with this artist before, attributing. Never mind. I can't say it.
Paul McCartney.
Thank you. Yeah, Paul McCartney and Wings. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, you didn't say, but of course it's Paul McCartney.
Right. I haven't had trouble attributing. What?
No. There was a Paul McCartney song you said Beatles instead of Paul McCartney. But
I'm just saying.
That's not splitting hairs.
He was a Beatle.
He was a Beatle. That's true. Okay, so
I'm just saying, like
4
adjacent,
out of 4.
It's like artist adjacent kind of thing.
Is the curse broken? Apparently.
I this time I guess I don't know. We'll see if there is a resurgence. But yes, this time I actually got 4. I'm surprised you didn't get that first one, but I know you'll get this one. La 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 la. Are
we doing like a Top Gun theme here tonight? Danger Zone by Kenny Loggins.
Yes.
There's like a little Top Gun thing going here.
I have a moment.
Yeah.
I had a moment.
I mean, you thought of that, of course.
I did.
Yes, of course, yeah.
I could not help it. When I got that, I was like, oh, I'm going to go there.
There you go.
I'm just doing it. So 3 out of 4 for you. And I really solidly think it should have been 4 out of 4, but that's okay. You got 3 out of 4, and I got 4 out of 4, which is rare.
Unprecedented or just
probably
rare?
Unprecedented.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, because you're just mean.
Who can remember all these years? Yeah.
All right, so time for our next artist, who is Bi-Curious. Oh, no, that's just the name of the band.
I was going to say, what are they called, though? Yeah.
Well, they could be both just Bi-Curious, and it happens to be the name of their band. I don't know, but the name of the band is Bi-Curious, which I love. And
and they have it as one word, too.
Yes.
I mean, I look at it as, what is that, bicuspid? Are we talking about teeth here?
No.
Yes. Yeah.
And their song name, which just totally fucking tickles me and is my thing, is called We're Totally Fucked. So, it hits me right there. They're an experimental duo, electronic and pop rock. This is one you're going to want to write down when we give you their social media, because you're going to want to listen to them. They are finishing up their second album this year. So we are totally fucked by Curious. Sorry. All right, we are totally fucked by Curious. My goodness. Well, I have a lot to say about this song. I don't know about you, but I will say these are amazing musicians. This is a duo. They make so much noise for being basically guitar and drums. So if you think about it, it's White Stripes except just next level, right? So they're not lo-fi, they're not all that stuff. They are so kick-ass. And I will say they are known for being an instrumental band, right? So that is really what they are, with sound bites and a little bit in it, but that's what they're known for. It's absolute perfection to me. I was so excited. I think everything is expertly done. That chorus where we break it down, we talk about being totally fucked, and then you have the woman who comes in with a little positivity, like, yeah, but still,
Yeah.
we are totally fucked. I'm so into it. And I love that it's a headbanger and a little arresting all at once. And I have to say, at the end, like when we get to minute 4, holy shit, there's a prog fest going on throughout it, right? Mm-hmm. But once we get to minute 4, it's just like completely electric. I can't even handle it. Like, it's off the rails. It's next level. And I am so excited that I have come upon this amazing duo.
Yeah, well, talk about stacking the deck in your favor with the title. And there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing with the hook.
Amazing.
The hook. But it starts off with this crazy ninja cry type thing.
Yeah.
And then there is this full-on electronic assault. And but then there's that harmonized interlude, as you're talking about, including and expanding on the title. And, but with a hopeful message of not giving up. And they definitely don't. They redouble their efforts, bringing on the noise. Exactly what I was thinking. Sound bites and just general experimental exaltation. Doesn't forget at all to be heavy. Remembers to be heavy. There is a tiny bit of a little trippy, proggy, funky interlude there. It's like, where the hell did that come from?
That was amazing.
And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, let's just end right here. Bam! You know? And honestly, the masterful manipulation of it. It's a very, very strong track. I loved it.
Yes, they are amazing. You can find By Curious on Facebook at By Curious Band Official. Wow. So that takes us to your next feature and gives me a little break.
All right, we're rolling. Are we whatever? Is with the question
we
I posed?
Whatever, yes.
Because
are whatever.
Nomenclature is not my thing. Okay,
well.
right. I mean, I'm on air talent. I don't know anything about that stuff.
Did you fucking say you're on air talent? What the fuck am I then?
Pardon me. We're trying to create some content here.
We're content creators.
We're content creators. Well, aren't we? Everybody's a fucking content creator today. All right, and, feature time would be, it's an old favorite of ours, hawking their wares. And for this feature, we discuss bands or artists that license their music to sell products. Did they sell out, or was it a perfect pairing? And, now, I've never been one to squawk,
Oh, no.
about artists selling out. I mean, having a corporate sponsor is not de facto evidence that you've surrendered your creative integrity.
Kinda.
No, they
Kinda.
squeal. Bud Light sponsoring your tour, It's like, hey, I'd be fine with that as long as they didn't make me drink the shit or pretend to like it,
Sponsoring is one thing. Using my music in their ads, that's another.
I agree. But
That's
some
a
people even
sellout
squawk
situation.
about somebody sponsoring your tour. What's the problem
I'm fine
with that? I mean, you're playing in
If you want to sponsor my tour, it's fine.
You're playing in a theater that somebody paid to have their name on.
Sounds
It's the
great
same
to
thing,
me.
Don't
care about that.
But, however, as we've demonstrated in the feature before, sometimes the pairing of song and advert is so cheesy and incongruous that it only exists because, as Bill Murray said, drugs cost money.
Drugs cost money.
Great line. A song about the cathartic value of a shared sorrow via a virtual melodic support group that is, sad songs say so much, somehow is tied to blue jeans.
That's weird.
Yeah, that's an eye roller if ever there was one.
Seriously.
Sasson says so much. Like, what? Look at my ass? What does it say?
Probably.
I just saw a new one, actually, with the late and very much lamented Christine McVie singing one of her Fleetwood Mac songs everywhere on an electric car commercial.
Yeah, I saw that.
But, it didn't seem that out of place. It's kind of sweet. You jump in your car and be with your loved one everywhere, I guess. It's not that far out. But the granddaddy of them all, the most perfect, harmonious marriage of song and sales pitch, in my mind, was a 2004 back-to-school commercial by Staples featuring Alice Cooper. Yes, school's out for back to school. Now, not all rock song and promo ties feature the artist in the ad. But there's no way Mr. Ham and Cheese himself was going to sit this one out. Anytime you know. Actually, the entire concept of this witty commercial necessitates the rock star's presence as it begins with the man himself, makeup and all, walking through Staples, cheerfully pitching items into his shopping cart.
Shit, are you serious?
As an instrumental reading of the No More Pencils, No More Books part of the hit song plays over the store's PA system.
Oh, shit.
A sullen girl of about 10 or 12 years old watches, very displeased.
Oh, shit, of
I
course.
thought you said school's out forever, she petulantly says to him.
And he did.
Exactly, that's just it. And he replies, no. The song goes, school's out for summer. Nice try, though.
You say school's out forever.
Nice try, Alice, but the kid is right. Every single chorus says school's out forever.
That's right.
After it says school's out for summer.
Right.
A tad unnecessary since summer is a very minor subset of forever. But
True.
The final chorus pads out the declaration of the school's status with the line, school's out with fever. That's all fine and it sounds good, but one would think being blown to pieces would be enough reason to be out.
Yeah.
But when you say over and over again that school's been blown to pieces, I guess there's nowhere to go but down. But anyway, it doesn't do well to think about the song. But would anyone consider this a sellout? I certainly hope not. I mean, what would that even mean to the king of camp? I mean, this is a man who did the Muppet Show. He did the fucking Gong Show. Did you ever believe that? You know, Chuck Barris, the Gong Show?
Yeah. Can I weigh in on this?
Yeah.
So, it's weird. I would not consider this a sellout. Why? Because he's almost making fun of himself, and I feel like that kind of a song might lend itself to that. But if it's like, I don't know, I'm going to make it up. Like, U2's Bad. Do not use Bad in a commercial. Like a car commercial or some shit like
Deodorant
that.
or something.
You know, it's like, it's desperation. I mean, don't do that. So I feel like he is kind of, not only campy, but he's kind of, you know, he can laugh at himself, and the song is kind of satirical and fun. I just feel like it's different than if you're trying to do like a series. Like, don't put Led Zeppelin music over a car commercial. That's the one I hate the most. It just ruins it for me. Now I see a freaking Cadillac every time I hear that fucking song.
Oh, wow.
And I don't like that.
I haven't had that misfortune yet. No, but I'm saying this one is harmless and
think so,
actually fun. I'm saying
it is fun.
Yeah,
I don't think this is a sellout. I think this one makes sense, but I don't know.
He's done other advertisements too, including one for Callaway Golf Supplies, because everybody knows
golfer.
Alice Cooper plays golf. Everybody knows that. I suppose with life as exciting as his, it promotes healthy balance to have something boring in there like golf. I don't know. I never understood that.
No,
But,
I don't either. I don't get the golf
no,
thing, but people love it, and it's very relaxing and
I
calming
guess
to them.
so. That's like I said. I mean, it was an exciting life, you know. It's just if I had
Yeah.
one, I probably would want to play golf too, but I don't.
I-
It would only bore me more.
I don't have any desire to play golf.
It's a cute ad, too. He's playing golf and about to take a shot when he lays his boa constrictor. See, that's the proper usage of the word lay. He lays his boa constrictor down on the green and putts. The ball rolls around the snake's coiled body and into the hole.
Of course it does.
Perfect. As for the girl in the Staples commercial, with her attitude towards education, and I've always loved back to school, and I still have a fetish for office supplies, and you see where that led me. But as for her, she's probably one of those people Weird Al Yankovic was addressing in Word Crimes.
Ooh. But she did call him out straight up, and it's true.
And she was right.
She was right. So you're right. That is not a sellout. I don't think it's and I think it's tough. I think it's tough to say what a sellout is. Sometimes they're selling, it feels like they're selling their art for money unnecessarily, and they're changing their art forever as a result.
Sasson Says So Much is a classic example of that.
Yeah, it's just
that
too
one
bad.
is like one of the worst, in
And
fact.
the Beatles have been put through that horrible
Have they?
ringer as well. So it just changes it forever. So I feel like if you're an artist and you have a choice, and Alice had a choice to make fun of yourself and to appear in the commercial to say, I'm doing this, or if you sell your catalog, then it's going to be used however it wants to be used.
Yeah, yeah.
So I love that. I love that whole thing because I think it's interesting to talk about artists hawking their wares and how it could have a detrimental impact on the power of their music after that.
Yeah, and I think it depends, and I think the more, I mean, Alice Cooper is, as we said, very camp, very theatrical and everything, so it kind of, anything kind of goes, but if you're like this real serious and deep and all this stuff, and then your music ends up, you know, hawking some product that has nothing, no relation whatsoever.
Like tampons or something.
Yeah, I mean
really?
some really, you know. Like
all of a sudden, Eddie Rabbit's is slip sliding away and it's a tampon commercial. I'm not going to want that to happen.
Don't give them any ideas.
I'm just saying.
Slip sliding away, it's Paul Simon.
Oh, you're right. Slip sliding away. I was thinking of I love a rainy night.
I always think of that because it is raining.
Okay,
it's actually raining in California now. It's raining where we are. First time we've ever done the show in the rain. Not that that's...
I mean, we're not getting wet.
As Nigel Tufnell said in Spinal Tap, or as Ian Fate said, the manager to him, I hope it doesn't affect our performance. You know, I mean...
I don't think it does.
Yeah, rain, I think it's messing with my performance. You know?
Oh, shit.
So if this sucks, that's why.
If this... Right. See, that's why I said the wrong thing just a second ago.
What was it Milli Vanilli said?
Girl, you know it's true?
Blame it on the rain.
Oh, okay.
Blame it on the rain.
They also said, girl, you know it's true.
True, but the show sucks, blame it on the rain.
Blame it on the rain. Well, thank you so much for that, sir. Very, very interesting. And a great example of actually not selling out, I think.
Yeah.
So, all right. So our fourth of 5 artists, this one is called Realm Kingdom with the song called Summon. They are post-metal, doom, sludge, post-rock, and metal. Holy shit. Hold on to your hats, folks, because this shit's about to get real. All right, so that was Realm Kingdom with Summon. Did they deliver on all their promises?
They did, but all right. Well, I think we went in with expectations that were different,
very high.
Not that they didn't meet expectations, just not those. Because when you hear the word summon and doom as a genre, and summon is the title, you do expect something.
Yes.
But actually, it's much more symphonic than you would have anticipated, and it goes on for some time. And there are no lyrics, but there are a lot of vocals from someone with a great deal of breath control, and then. It turns eerie, which is kind of like the opposite of how these things usually go. Usually they start eerie and they get all big and dramatic and stuff. But then some actual vocals as the music recedes to sort of this melancholy reflection thing. You know? And then, pow, more slippery guitars, more wails. And then the moody part returns again, and it kind of builds to this really cool crescendo. And you expect a big bang, and then it never comes. It has you in, in thrall the whole time. It has you in control. It's like you have to see what they're going to do next. I can't. I have to come up with an alternate word for compelling, but I simply refuse to use a thesaurus. But it's a very engaging and gripping and involving song. Nice work.
Completely agree. Realm Kingdom. So I just at the very beginning, it's just. I mean, it is. This like battle cry, or maybe it's a chant. I don't know what it is, but I heard that's what drew me in. I heard that and I was like, oh my God. And I had to hear more. And I don't listen to the whole song because I want to be fresh, but I listen to about the first 15 to 20 seconds of a song. And if it doesn't grab me, then I don't listen to, because I listen to dozens of songs to get these songs. So it totally had me. And it comes down from that really crazy opening, which is just, to me, just so moving and so gripping. And then it kind of comes back around to this dark and brooding and chilling sort of a feel. And then in the middle, you hear what they've been summoning, which is some sort of a crazy demon, because that's when the growling comes in. And I didn't know that came in, but I really liked it. I think it was very fitting. It was good at that moment. There was just enough of it. And I hear, gentlemen, and maybe a lady, I don't know, I hear some Tool influence in there, and I love it. I hear the Tool influence is a lot of space for you to think. You have some powerful vocals, but then there's a lot of space, and there's just some progginess, and we just go and you give us time to think and to breathe. And I feel like with all that contemplation that you left space for, you're preparing us for whatever fate is coming, because we've summoned this creature, this thing, this path in our life, whatever. So I was profoundly moved by this track. I thought, shit, that's really good. And I only heard the first 20 seconds.
And I don't know what their intention was, but that wail that we spoke about, that big I mean, if they didn't intend it to be, that certainly is a sort of a summoning. I mean, it's just and it's there, and they don't let you forget it. And you expect it's going to come back. Expect something is going to happen at the end, and it's like, no, that was all.
And I love that it didn't, because it's almost like you're like, yeah, that's right. We delivered what we wanted to deliver, not what you expected us to deliver.
We're going out on our own terms.
That's right, and they did. I was like, oh, and that's it. So I am really pleased with the end of that song. I love the beginning, and amazing. So you want to find them online? I knew you did. You can find them on Facebook at Raum, raum.kingdom.ie.
Begora.
Yes, exactly. Oh my God, it's my turn. This is so weird. So
about
weird.
Damn time.
So, I've taken a classic feature of ours and I've twisted it the fuck up. Why? Because I can. So this is Hell Yes, Hell No Verses. And for this feature, we consider bands and determine if we're in or out. We also ask you to weigh in. We want to know what you think. Who wins? Well, we're going to do it differently this time. This time, we're going to tell you the two bands in question, or artists, however it turns out. And we're going to tell you what we think, and then we're going to take it to the streets and see if you agree with us.
And hopefully, well, and in doing this, I know she wouldn't pick a band that I don't know, because I don't have time to do the usual.
Oh, yeah.
But that actually, if you think about it, doing that with our opinions first means less prep time, more laziness. She's actually got me in mind when she thinks of this stuff.
I actually was just thinking that it would be interesting to not only have them tell us who they like more, but then to tell us if they agree or disagree with us.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought, well, that would be
that
fun.
too.
That's going to be a good moment. So for this versus, it's Missing Persons versus Berlin.
Oh,
Yes.
a little interesting. Never mind. About
Yes. A little interesting moment here. So I will say, here we go. So first of all, let's talk about Berlin. So No More Words, The Metro, Take My Breath Away. Terry Nunn's powerful and commanding vocals reaffirmed my desire to be a singer as a child. She could easily transition from earwormy and hard-hitting pop tunes to a power ballad, and it just made sense. Her two-toned hair, natural beauty, and killer style inspired many a brush in hand staring into the mirror singing at the top of my lung sessions. I will tell you, I wanted to be Terry Nunn. I thought, oh my God, she is incredible. She was like, to me, the next Deborah Harry. Like, I felt like she was there, but in a different way. Debbie Harry was very commanding, but there was something different still to this day about Terry Nunn. And I just fell in love with her. And of course, you know, when you think about Take My Breath Away and you think about the Metro, it doesn't sound like the same person.
No.
But she has no trouble transitioning and just such a powerful vocal. So then we go to Missing Persons and Destination Unknown, Walking in L.A. I mean, Dale Bozio's little Betty Boop flair along with the raw power and infectious melodies just grabbed me as a kid. I mean, I was totally in that little Walking in L.A., you know, that little cute.
What a words
just
for.
So cute.
Oh.
Exactly. Words. Yes, that's
Yeah.
a killer song. It made me want to dance and experiment with my blue eyeshadow and mascara in new and daring ways. Her hair was perfection in a time where bigger was better. And I was all about it. I loved it. Although I remember thinking, I don't know how she dances around on stage in those clothes, because she had almost like nothing on, right? She had this killer body. And then now here we are years later, and I keep looking at Lady Gaga going, I think you took some nods from that lady.
Right.
Absolutely. And an interesting fact before I reveal, Ascent opened for Missing Person several years ago. Dale sounded just as good as she ever sounded, and she had a fan blowing on her the entire time, just like Beyonce.
Also, it's worth noting that Christina and I actually went to see Missing Persons together at the Whiskey A Go Go, and you know it's different now. I mean, we're seeing the mature Dale Bozio because the rest of the band isn't there. Terry's not there, you know.
Right.
But you know, ultimately, it comes down to the songs and her.
Yep.
So, but it was mature and kind of a grown-up version. But it was the songs were wonderful. They sounded
Still
great.
great. She sounds great.
Fantastic. That hopefully will not bias me in either direction. We haven't weighed in yet.
Yeah, so I will tell you that what wins for me is Berlin. I am a huge Terry Nunn fan. There is something about her voice. There's something about even watching her videos. I'm just in 100%. And she sounds just as good now, just like Dale does. But for some reason, that music gripped me more. It took me places. Like the Metro, it was just
it's beautiful.
It's just so amazing. And I will say my least favorite is probably Take My Breath Away, but it shows this range, and that is something that I really respect. So I have to give it to Berlin on this one. What are you gonna say?
It's close, but it isn't that close. Honestly, there's more gravitas in Berlin. I mean, as you said, the range. I mean, to belt on No More Words, Terry Nunn is fantastic, and the Metro is just the slinkiest, perfect, pop with that little bit of a crunch to it, and it is absolutely irresistible. And even Take My Breath Away, and all the little odds and ends, and there are some sex. I'm whatever the fuck,
Absolutely.
Terry Nunn is great. I think the music is deeper and richer than Missing Persons, who I think is terrific.
Absolutely.
I love Missing Persons. But a slight nod to Berlin, I would have to say, too, I think, yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting because I thought about it a lot, and I'm like, no, I really do love Missing Persons. But, I think it's a fair battle.
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like the clear winner for me is Berlin. I like the fact that you said deeper. It's just a few levels deeper for me, and that's what I want.
Yeah.
So absolutely, I would say that it wins as well. So interesting. We agree, and we will find out. We're going to take it to the streets to get their thoughts, and we'll recap on our next show. Who won? Did they agree with us? Did they not agree with us? Did they tip their hat to missing persons? And why? So interesting. So thank you very much for playing along with the Hell Yes, Hell No versus, where we kind of twisted it and turned it on its head. And now we're going to listen to our final artist of the night, morning, whatever you want to call it. And it is a band called Sweet Jane. And the song is Bleed. And they are you ready for it, David? Psych rockers.
I saw that and I got
yeah.
I got quite stokey about that.
I know you did. So let's listen to Sweet Jane. Okay, that was Sweet Jane and the song Bleed. Now, I think this song brought you much joy. It brought me much joy. I'll say this song could have been on any John Hughes soundtrack.
Good point.
I just want to say I love the vocal trade-off between the two. I love the vocal trade-off. It's very fun. And the guitar is like a third voice, and it adds spice to this little new wave track. I feel like it's got some new wave, and I love it. And it's got a little bit of B-52's charm to it, which I appreciate. A little bit of a throwback, but then a little bit of what I think is maybe a U2 influence. I hear a little bit of that. Maybe you love The Edge a little bit, and I love The Edge because U2's my fave. So I'm loving that. But then again, I'm hearing that new wave influence, and I'm a huge new wave fan from way back. So I'm loving it, and it's fun, it's sassy, and it's a rocker. And I want to make a nod to whomever beautifully added the tambourine throughout this song. It was well executed.
Tambourine is worth its weight in gold.
I fucking love this song. I really do. I love Sweet Jane.
Yeah, me too. And I want to say that if this was a mainstream band that everybody knew, they might have been on the show where we were talking about bands deriving their names from classic rock songs.
Yes, that's true.
Sweet Jane, I'm thinking Lou Reed must be involved here somewhere.
But I don't know.
These pathetic bands I was in, we actually played that song.
Did you?
Yeah, we did. We played Sweet Jane just because we kept playing one riff over and over and over. That was our favorite thing. We couldn't do anything else. Yeah. But this is the most guitar-driven song we've heard tonight, for sure.
For sure.
And it's kind of got pop and post-punk. To me, it sounds like a really classic 60s Brit-pop kind of melody, like even the progressive rock groups had back then, like Moody Blues and stuff. It really has that. But as you said, it's new wave. It's got the 80s. It's got the edge-sounding guitars, a little modern English kind of thing. So it sounds like new wave to me, and a classic, retro 60s Britpop.
Sure.
And the alternating vocals, I wrote that. Absolutely splendid. Male, female, I think.
It is. Male. I mean, I'm assuming,
yeah,
too.
It certainly sounds that way. But I've been fooled before.
Same here.
And then there's this really satisfying lead guitar break that's short and sweet and
fun.
Just does exactly. And then the beat drops out, and she's singing, "Why don't you bleed for me? Why don't you bleed for me?"
Which I loved.
And then it escalates into this near riot level rowdiness before, kind of whining and feedbacking. It's over and out, like a beautiful ending there. And this is a killer. It's a smash way to end the show because they're killing it over there in the Emerald Isle.
They sure are. I will tell you, Ireland did not disappoint. There were actually 9 different bands that I was looking at to include, so I may have to do another Ireland episode sometime in the future. But these are the 5 that rose to the top. We like to kind of have a little bit of everything. And so this was a wonderful way to end with some psych rockers.
5 choice tracks.
Absolutely. And you can find them on Bandcamp at Sweet Jane. So, well, my goodness. You know what time it is?
I know not.
Well, I think it's time to
I know what it is. It's time to wrap a puppy up in a neat little blanket.
That's what I'm thinking.
All right, coming up, Winging It. Enjoy this short show, not necessarily that short, that covers a single fantastically interesting... Used to be, yeah, till I came along, yeah. When I throw bones, it gets longer. So.
Not necessarily, depends on the topic.
That depends on the topic. Fantastically interesting topic. No music, no features, just mainstream music chat, opinions, and uproarious laughter. We do offer you some sort of entertainment every week, and we invite you to listen to us on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Spotify, Deezer, and many more. Thank you for not listening to many more. Always click subscribe and enable notifications. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at BOAF on air. That's BOAF on air. Bravo Ocean Alpha Foxtrot on air. That's the address there, and our email is Bravo Ocean Alpha Foxtrot on air at gmail.com. All right.
I have no idea what you just said.
Everybody knows the phonetic alphabet.
Yeah, BOAF on air. BOAF on air.
Bravo Ocean Alpha Foxtrot. Okay.
Yeah, BOAF on air.
We want to grow our flock. We need your help in pursuing this grand and glorious endeavor. Please share us on your Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, etc. feeds. Share your boys with the world. And that having been said, is there anything you'd like to say? Do you have anything to say for yourself?
Well, I have a couple of things to say. First of all, I wanted to say Happy New Year again, because this is our first show of the new year, and we are coming up on the beginning of our 4th year of doing Birds on a Feather, as David mentioned earlier. And I just wanted to say to you, sir, that there is no one I'd rather be doing this with. And honestly, I probably wouldn't be doing this with anybody else if it weren't you. So Thank you for being willing to jump in on this and stay the course with me. This show saw us and other people through COVID-19, the lockdown. And now that we're out and about, we're able to go to shows and see more bands and discover more bands, which has always been part of what we're doing. So thank you for continuing to partner with me on showcasing new acts and people out there who aren't getting any airplay. I think that's what we do best is, we are both artists and we're here to promote other artists.
And both our shenanigans and the brilliant material that you find to edify our audience fights the seether, fights the rancor, and fights any other crises you might be having. So stick with us and let us entertain you.
Oh, yeah, we'll see. We shall see if we can be entertaining. I think we're fucking entertaining. I do. So thank you so much. And the only other thing I have to say is let's get the flock out of here.
This has been Birds of a Feather on What the Flock Radio.